Hello and welcome to the Dead Air Dudes. My name is Izzy.
And my name is Raka, and I am Physical 100.
All right, we're here to talk about the Korean sensation on Netflix right now called Physical 100, in which you have 100 of the top athletes or the top physical specimens,
Specimens,
you know, in
male
Korea,
and female.
male and female, yes, and whatever else, but they all were organized into this competition and they're all competing for a prize of what 300,000 won, right?
Yeah, that's a 300 million.
Yes, 300 million. I'm sorry, there you go. Which comes
Million.
approximately, I think, 244,000 or something like that. I mean, I could be wrong on the numbers, but Rocco will.
But no, relatively to the country, it's a sizable pot.
Yes. So and so far, there's been at the time of the podcast, there's 3 episodes already out. And I think it's 9 total. So it should be, I think it ends the 21st, the 16th of February. I don't know. But it's engrossing. And take it, go ahead, Rocco.
I mean, the first episode, you have one by one, everyone filing into a replica. They have to find a replica of their own bust. And you get a quick bio of each, and then you see how they interact with each other. The most interesting part is not that they're all physically fit. You can find all these people today that are just chiseled out of a lab, but they represent a huge cross section of the society.
Yeah.
And by that, and this is where we're getting to the heart of our discussion today, where you have the equivalent to the special forces top brass, top specimens. You have firefighters, EMS workers. You have what do you call it? National team heroes. Whatever. Judo, mixed martial arts.
Gymnasts who could be in the Olympics. You have a bobsled guy who, well, not bobsled. It was the individual one. What was that called?
Yeah, the gold medalist guy.
He actually he won medals. You have
yeah, martial arts, wrestlers, influencers,
yeah,
YouTubers, people who they just look completely fit. So it's a cross section of the entire society.
Actors. You have the
sports athletes, professional athletes, actors. You're right. So, and you have this one MMA guy who's like, the equivalent to I don't know what you would say, but I wouldn't say Tyson. I'm not sure how, but he is a very revered figure in Korean MMA. You have the strongest Korean bodybuilder and weightlifter. You have people who have hit such benchmarks, and they're iconic. So we had this idea. We were watching the show and we're critiquing it. Now, the show itself by itself was doing fairly well. We do find it a little redundant at times where they put 3 of the same angle. I have no idea why.
Yeah,
and it's a little annoying and lengthens the show.
They're kind of, there you go. I'm gonna mangle these names, I swear. But Sung Hoon, who is the guy we're mentioning, So and you have I'm just gonna read just a couple of them. You have Young Sung Bin, Olympic skeleton racer. That's what I mentioned before. You have Yak Hak Seon, Olympic gymnast. You have Agent H, who was a YouTuber.
Oh yeah, like
UDE, I guess CEO, like as Raka mentioned. You have CrossFitter and a YouTuber named Caro, Hong Byum Suk, a YouTuber and ROK for. I mean, you have, like I said, there's an enormous cross section of now where the conversation and what we're having this episode. Can this show be made in America? And what I mean is, would you get the legitimate top 100 athletes or physiques in America, or I guess North America, whatever you want to call it, on this side of the freaking continent? Would they do it?
Well, I say sadly, no. I believe like America, if you want to even group it into Western, you could take Europe out of it. America, I think too much is invested by each individual in their brand that I'm not sure you get the top tier of guys to participate in the show to be authentic. If you did get a good number, like you got The Rock, if LeBron James, if top wrestlers, if you got Olympic team people to, first of all, you do partially jeopardize their careers if they get injured.
Right.
If this really happens, if it's not scripted. But from what we saw,
I read, it seems to be on the up and up. It seems to be,
right?
but
It seems to, again, right, from just the eye test of what we've watched on Netflix, when they do the first trial, the death match, if you will, it looks legit.
yeah, and
They really go at it. You know, you're not throwing a swinging punch,
obviously
but
there's no close fists.
you could get hurt.
Well, yeah, of course you can get hurt. I mean,
So, like, exactly, would a LeBron James with his $50 million a year payroll, not to mention his advertising, would he risk that for this show?
oh,
You know, with The Rock, as chiseled as The Rock was, would he also have time in between the 1,000 movies he's doing to come down and do this?
The Rock wouldn't last. He probably would get knocked out in the beginning. He wouldn't last.
But you know, you got physical specimens all across the United States that can rival Korea. Which kudos to Korea, by the way. Every one of these athletes, no matter what part of society, they are Greek gods. Holy cow!
I mean, even the women, they're absolutely jacked. Some of the women look better.
I mean,
incredible.
Except for the strongest Korean weightlifter guy, everyone has a body fat of under 3%.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. It's visually stunning. And I wish something like that could happen in America, but you have like American Gladiators, and everyone who goes on that show, you don't even know who the hell they are. They look good, but it doesn't have that, firepower, the celebrity power. This one had equivalents, which for our understanding are some of the top in their field in Korea. I just don't see that happen in the United States unfortunately for career ending or career damaging potential.
Yeah, no, what I would see at best, it would probably be something like you would have a bunch of CrossFitters, you have a bunch of probably mid-tier MMA fighters, some boxers, maybe some, like I said, middling, maybe retired athletes who might do it, and people who are extremely, who are maybe Olympians, but nothing to the level of a enormous celebrity, like you mentioned, The Rock, or someone like, geez.
Can I put this out to you? I want you to consider this. So imagine there's the death match that we saw already. So one of the two things of the death match is like there's this hole in the ground with sandbags filled with water. You have to hold on to a ball, be the last person holding the ball after 3 minutes, right? Could you imagine Kevin Hart gets paired up with take any. I mean, we said The Rock, we've used him over Batista. Could you imagine Kevin Hart outlasting him? The amount of damage done by just beating Batista 3 times your size. I mean, you're gonna carry that thing forever.
And you're right, because someone like Kevin Hart, pound for pound, has a great physique, and
he could make the show.
I'm not saying at this point, Batista at 53, 54, 55 years old,
he could be winded.
I think that Kevin Hart probably has a better physique, pound for pound. Again, I'm going to get trashed, because as Batista has said, that he's straying away from these projects because he turned down. He can't maintain, And for the most part, I think, well, look, who's natty and who's not, I don't know. But the way he said it, the fact that he probably does not want to go to that side and, be The Rock and take stuff.
Now I don't. This is not meant to engage in any kind of controversy. We respect everybody, but on the show, as currently constituted on the Korean show, there's also men pitted against women.
Yes, which is kind of surprising. That would never happen here. Sorry.
No, that's opening up such a. That's going to be a big talking point.
I mean, you have, and don't get me wrong. I mean, what was it? I think I saw there was what three. I think it was three fights, three death matches between men against women, and the women won one, and they lost two, and the other one that they lost was right there, neck and neck. Well, actually, both of them.
Right. No, I mean, could you imagine like Ronda Rousey comes out, and I'm just picking people with decent physiques that can come out. Ryan Gosling comes out. I think Ronda could actually take him.
I
She could
mean,
put him in a move and hold him down on a clutch, break your arm breaker, the
yeah,
arm bar for like 2 minutes.
I
The
mean,
man could go lose sensation in his arm and maybe pass out, and then calmly get up and grab the ball, stand on it with her toe, and win. Now the amount of ribbing he would take the rest of his life because of that. At the same time, I can see an instant
you said it, and that's why it would not
it
work.
wouldn't work.
Yeah,
But
we
at
have
the same
too
time,
many
I could
egos.
see
We have too many egos. We have there's too much. No one's gonna want to lose. No one's gonna. It
which
would.
is a shame, right? Because if you take the premise, and of course, we could probably tweak it in America a little more, it can be such um, ratings
Yeah, it'd be
if
great.
done properly. I mean, a celebrity death match literally come to life with real people.
Yeah, it's like imagine if you imagine wrestlers like you see Rhea Ripley and all. Imagine China freaking rest in
Yeah,
peace. And a death,
yeah.
and she would probably beat 8 out of 10 guys.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure there's female bodybuilders and wrestlers out there who are just as big or bigger than she was, and can probably handle guys easily.
you
So
know, the show itself has a, like you had mentioned in your quickie review, it has a Squid Game ish feel,
I mean, people say
on
they
purpose.
automatically think Squid Game, but obviously minus the death and mayhem.
uh it's brilliant marketing on whoever the showrunner is and the producer whose brainchild this thing was. We just do find it occurred to us that this we said to ourselves, this could never fly in America. I feel bad that it can't. This could never fly. I wish it could, because you just go crazy with dreaming up which 100 American you call them icons,
Yeah.
whoever you can put into this
I mean,
this
maybe. I mean, maybe you can do it, and you could so call it the amateur 100, and you have amateur athletes doing it. I guess it's possible. You could probably do that. I mean, but then it's no different than you get how what WWE is doing and just getting a bunch of amateur athletes to become the next superstars.
But
But
and you bring up a good point where, should this ever happen in America, I would say 99% of the viewing population would just scream scripted.
well, I mean, yeah, I would love to see the Nielsen ratings that come up probably next month for the ratings for Physical 100. Now that's getting the momentum and people are starting to watch it and see how it does
That would
because
be
it's
interesting.
it's good. You guys got to watch it
It is
and
entertaining.
let us know what you guys think about the show. We obviously like it and give it 2 thumbs up or whatever. I'm not gonna give it a rating because the show's not even over yet. But and let us know what you think if it can actually happen here in America or
Right. You think we're wrong? Let us know.
and
Actually, and if you
oh,
do,
win.
who and if you do, who would you put in? Who, you don't have to name 100 people. Who would you like to see pitted against each other?
Exactly, because there was no there's no rules. It was heavyweights against light heavyweights against middleweights against. I mean,
They got to pick.
yes,
That's another part of the
that's
layers of
something that would never fly over here. I mean, I don't want to I don't want to spoil any more on the show, but yeah, that would never happen over here. People would cry bloody murder if a 240-pound guy picked the 130-pound woman. I mean, it's just. So anyway, check it out. Let us know as usual. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm Izzy.
I'm Raka. Thanks everybody for listening, subscribing, and give us our feedback. Remember to always, always save the whales.
Yep, save the whales and stay tuned. We have some good stuff coming up on the podcast in the next couple coming weeks. We're going to dive deep into a lot of conspiracy stuff and some more horror stuff. So stay tuned.
And our weekly recap of The Last of Us.
Take care, guys.